ready. Hi, welcome to Group Insights for the Soul, or as I have recently dubbed, God's Insights for Our Soul. Yes. So, Lori and I created this space because we love to talk about how God works in our lives, how we see Him, how we hear Him speak to us in our individual lives. So, a couple of times a week, we invite two or three willing participants to come, and you can either ask a question, you can pose a situation, or even pull an angel card. And Lori and I simply act as conduits. We listen to what God is saying and we provide some insight on that question or situation. And the cool thing about doing it with a group dynamic is whether you are the one asking the question or you are the one listening on the call with us, or if you're listening to this a year from now, if you are hearing this message, it is meant for you. There is something in it that is meant for you. So I just encourage you to not only listen with your physical ears and hear the vocabulary words that spill out of our mouths, but also to listen with your entire body, with your heart, and see what is coming up in you. We all hear God in a unique way because we are all uniquely made. And yeah, that's what we do. So I am Bridget. I am a Bible loving Jesus freak who is also an energy bodywork specialist. And I love creating space where individuals can show up and be authentically them because we are each unique and each a gift. And Lori?
Hi, I'm Lori, and I do consciousness coaching, reality creation, teaching. I love talking about money and all of those subconscious beliefs that we have that keep us from really living financially free. And I love just showing up and seeing what God has for individuals that are willing to come and play with us. So, Bridget, let's get started.
All right. So, Jessica, let's start with you. Do you have a question or a situation, or would you like to pull an angel card?
Let's do a card.
Awesome.
Okay. Do you want deck one, two, or three?
3.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you the picture first.
Okay.
And it says, your wish is granted. What you've asked for is coming true. And Bridget, I feel like no matter how long we sit in the energy, that you're supposed to start this one.
Mhm.
But take your time. Like, that's why I say we'll sit as long as it takes for you to be ready.
Okay.
While Bridget's tapping in, I'll just remind you guys that as you're watching this, if there is something that we say to Jessica or it comes up from Jessica, like even that card, if you're like, I want that, I want to have my wish granted. Oh shoot, where'd it go? I want what I asked for to be coming. Then just have some of that. Like the beauty of the ethereal mathematics is that it's multiplication. So the more you receive, the more you have to give. And the more you receive here, the more energy it creates, and the more we all receive. Okay, are you done, Bridget? I was just filling time.
Yes, I am. Thank you. So Jessica, is so interesting. The picture on the card, it secrets is what popped into my head. And then when Lori started reading it, wishes, and I was like, oh, that's what that secret is. the cool thing is that's those secrets that you hold just within in your heart. They're a secret because you haven't told anybody about them, and yet God already has a plan for them. Like the verse "Ask and you shall receive" is what kept coming up also, and you are somebody that can hold something so dear that you want in your heart, and all you have to, like, just tell yourself, "I want this." Say it out loud, and it's yours. God wants to give it to you. Ask and you shall receive.
Um, I love that Bridget started out with like what's in your heart. And so again, no wonder that she was supposed to go first because what instantly popped up is, guys, the difference between what we wish for in our head and what we wish for in our heart. And what are those really deep seated desires? Not just what your head thinks that you want based on what somebody has told us we should want, but really, what is your heart's deepest, truest desire? And lining up with that is how things start to show up. But sometimes we get derailed by what our head, our programs, our human experience wants, and what our heart's true desire and call is. And so, what came up was just really allow yourself to tap into, what do I really want? If I really could have anything, if really what I wished for was coming, what do I really want in my heart of hearts? Not what I think I want. What do I really want? Because sometimes, like, we can't even work our butts off to get what we think we want, because God's like, I'm not going to give you some artificial something that you think you want. I'm going to save this for what you really want. And so just allowing yourself to line up with what you really want. And don't be afraid to say, like, do I really want that? What do I want? Do I really want that? What do I want? Do I really want that? And like allow yourself to go to the beyond, the beyond, the beyond, the beyond, and just make sure that that's what you really want. And then line up with that, knowing it really is coming.
Good,
Yeah, and
thanks.
saboteurs is the other thing, as Lori was talking, is what came up. That difference between the heart and the head, what your true desire is in your heart, our heads will sometimes try to sabotage us. So just know that, keep going to the heart. Yeah.
All right, Mindy.
I don't even know where to go with this tonight. I'm tempted to
You
do
could also just say, I don't know where to go. What does God have for me? Like, you don't even have to choose. We can just tap in, whatever your little heart is requiring.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't have anything till 40 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago,
Perfect timing.
and an email crossed, and I read it. And then I walked in. And interesting, I had told my husband I had a call at 8, and this email totally derailed me, completely derailed me. And he said, "You have a call in 10 minutes." Like I'm like, oh my, because I was like going off on this. This totally derailed me. And I was going off. And he's the one that reminded me, you have a call. And I was like, there's a reason I have this call.
So, just in general, and I'm not saying we can't come back around and you ask more questions or ask for a card or whatever, but what is initially coming up is the beauty that is surrounding you, right?
Mm.
That sometimes we're going to get emails like you got because this is the world we live in and some people suck. And the fact that you got it right before this so that we could be here to hold space and support you and encourage you. The fact that you have a husband who God and again, you guys, whether we know it's God, claim it's God, it's love. Okay? It's love. If like love, forget the God thing if that's a jacked up like word in your spirit, or your spouse doesn't, and I'm not saying Mindy's spouse doesn't claim this, I'm just saying words. Even if your spouse doesn't claim it, even if like that was love that brought to mind this call from your husband to you to remind you, and just all of the support that you have behind you. And the yeah, like that's all I keep seeing. And like not just the call, not just your husband, like you are surrounded. You have such a high calling on your life. You are massively surrounded by support. And sometimes, and I think we all get caught up in everyday life, and we miss things like, I'm so glad I got this email right before and I didn't have to linger on it longer than I lingered on it because now I'm in this call. I'm
Mm.
so grateful that my husband reminded me because I need this encouragement and a place where I can show up and go, I got derailed. And we can say, girl, you noticed it. Like, at least you didn't get caught up in it and you're like, this is normal. No, you are aware that you got derailed, that that's not your normal like functioning, and the awareness that you have. And even that is support, right? So that's just what popped up just in general. So, and again, that doesn't mean we can't still pull a card or answer a question or anything. That was just a freebie, guys. But Bridget, I don't know. Do you have anything to add to that before Mindy says anything else?
Yeah, I find it really cool that you are currently sharing 30 days of gratitude. And that I kept feeling like this underlying frustration, and yet, like Lori said, you are such in and I just kept getting this is why you fill your cup first, and then can share your light. Fill your cup first, and yes, life sometimes sucks, and you also have to deal with sucky things. But to know that you can always take a pause and fill your cup so that you're not dealing with sucky things half empty.
Thank you for that. That was a reminder to fill my cup first. And the support, right? Because there is. Thank you.
Yeah.
I definitely believe in timing. Like I said, this was like how many times? It's all about the timing, divine timing. Thank you.
Would you like to pull a card just to maybe solidify what we chatted about?
Sure.
Okay, let me rearrange the decks.
Okay.
Deck 1, 2, or 3?
2.
This one. That is the image, and it says, whom do you need to forgive? As you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true.
All right, I'm gonna have to work on that one.
I love it.
Thank you, God.
And one of the things that I always like, as often as we hear it and our head knows it, sometimes our heart forgets that forgiveness is not about the other person. It's not about letting them off the hook. It's not about that they weren't a douchebag. What it does is it frees us to be full, right? Because unforgiveness, it steals out of our cup, right? And going back to fill your cup first, that includes like how we do that sometimes is in forgiveness. And again, even if you say, you know what, it was still a shitty thing that the person did, it still is not okay. It still is XYZ. And I want to be free. Right. And sometimes I think one of the reasons we don't forgive is because we feel like it lets the person off the hook for the hurt that they caused. And that's not it at all. It's preventing the hurt from continuing.
The
I-
image that you showed on the front of the card, I don't know exactly what the image was, but what I saw was you being held in divine light. And to
Mm.
me, that's what forgiveness is is allowing yourself to be held.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Mm.
Yeah, forgiveness is a tough thing.
So, can we clear some energy?
Mhm.
Okay. And uh, Jessica and anyone watching, right? Just because we're going to clear some energy from Mindy doesn't mean that it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect Bridget. It doesn't affect Jessica. It doesn't affect you. It means that it does. If you're here, if you're hearing this, if you're listening, we are all benefiting from Mindy being the one in the hot seat, if you will, that brought up the energy that we're about to clear, but we all get the benefit of it when we willingly receive it. Okay. So let's just see what comes up. So, and guys, because the first word that popped up was that resentment. This is subconscious stuck stuff in our body. Mindy doesn't walk around being resentful. This is the stuck stuff. This is why the email derailed her, because somewhere stuck in her subconscious mind, back to those saboteurs, right? There's stuff stuck and it sabotages our being able to move forward, right? And so being able to release it without any judgment of, oh, I'm not resentful. No, you're not. You're definitely not. But you got resentment stuck somewhere inside of you, even if it came down through your DNA and it was never yours to begin with, but you got it through conception, right? So I just want to clear up, because sometimes really powerful or profound words come out, and sometimes we reject it because we don't want to be associated with being somebody who's resentful, but it's not you, but it might be stuck in you. Okay. So all the places that you are resentful, let's release that. All the places that resentment is stuck inside of your bone marrow, we're going to release that. Everywhere and anywhere that unforgiveness was supposed to be a good idea, let's release that. All the misunderstandings and bastardizations of forgiveness, we're going to release all that. It doesn't mean we don't hold people accountable. Everywhere we think or believe or have stuckness that forgiveness is letting somebody off the hook, we're releasing that. It lets us off the hook. And how they deal with their own stuff is up to them. So, all the places there is unforgiveness, let's release that. All the places, for some reason, again, it's coming up in the bones. All the places that there is resentment, unforgiveness. There's something else that is similar to resentment. I don't know. I can't, it's an energy that's not those two things, similar to it, but I can't place a label on it. But whatever that is, we're going to release that from the bones. Everywhere that your bones got weak, that allowed the resentment to seep in and house itself in the bone, we're going to release it, and we're going to re-strengthen that bone. We're going to bring in love. We're going to bring in our own forgiveness. We're going to bring in what is the energy of compassion. And again, there's an energy that's not forgiveness, but it's something similar to that. We're going to bring that energy in, and we're going to fill all the spaces in the bones where we release the resentment, so that the bones are strong, and they're so strong that there's no more places to penetrate. That resentment can't come back and penetrate, because we filled that bone. Just like we fill our cup, we filled the bones with love, with forgiveness, with compassion, with allowance for everyone to do whatever they choose, and for us to choose forgiveness. Any last bit of residue that might be hanging out, we're going to release that now. And we're just going to be flooded with the love of God. We're going to be flooded with who God says we are and what we're capable of being as love. That is your truest identity. Love. And when we allow that to emerge, we will know how to respond. Sometimes we hold on to unforgiveness because we're afraid we won't know how to respond if the hurt shows up again. When we know who we are as love, we will know how to respond in this moment. So good. I love that when we know the authority that we carry, we get to clear all that stuff just like that. We get to rebuild bone just like that. We get to strengthen our spirit, our soul, our human experience. We get to strengthen it just like that. Just like that. That's the ask and it's given. For sure. Right back where we started. Yeah. Anything else, you guys? Anything else, Bridget, that you want to add to any of that?
I'm so glad that you wrapped that around, because this is what I love about a group dynamic is I was like, and this goes right back to Jessica. Like this really is a continuation, because when we are seeking what is true in our heart with that true identity, then anything is possible, and we can ask for anything and it is given immediately. Yeah.
Love it.
Yes. Thank you
Well,
guys
thank you
for
guys.
being so
Yeah, so
willing
much
and
for being
open.
here.
Thank you. Thank
Sorry,
you.
Bridget, go ahead.
So I was just saying thank you so much for being willing and open, and it's it is a beautiful experience um to be in a sacred space like this with you guys. So thank you.
Thank you for providing it.
All right. And if this looks fun and you have questions or concerns, or you want to pull a card, down below in the description is a link for you to schedule. This is Bridget and Mai's gift to you and to the world. So please come and join us. Until next time.